The girl knew the maid had drugged her tea, but she didn't expose her. Instead, she drank it all in front of the maid, because she understood. This was the scheme of the first and second madams of the Marquise Manor, who ordered the maid to ruin her reputation. Seeing the girl finish the tea, the maid revealed a smug smile. To not disappoint those with malicious intent, the girl pretended to feel dizzy and unsteady. As expected, the maid led her to a pre-prepared side room. After calling out to the girl with no response, the maid left the room. Little did she know that the moment she left, the girl opened her eyes and quietly followed her. She saw the maid hand a bag of silver to a man, telling him to enjoy himself in the side room after eating some oysters. This entire scene was witnessed by the girl. Taking advantage of the time the man spent eating oysters, the girl disguised herself as him. Then she drugged the second madam, who was napping, carried her to the side room's door, and deliberately let nearby servants see her face. She then placed the second madam on the bed, letting her taste the consequences of her own actions. Not long after, the man who had finished eating the oysters quietly pushed open the side room door. Meanwhile, outside, the maid heard sounds from inside, thinking the plan had succeeded, and was about to go notify the others. The reason the girl saw through their plot was because 15 years ago, she had personally witnessed her mother's murder. It was her mother's birthday that day. She brought her favorite hairpin to her mother's room, hoping to surprise her, but as soon as she hid in the closet, her mother was pushed in by two old maids, and mercilessly killed by them. To protect her daughter from harm, her mother, with her last bit of strength, blocked the closet door. The girl could only watch helplessly, as her mother was strangled to death by the two maids. Afterward, they cleaned up the crime scene, faking it as a suicide by hanging. It wasn't until she saw the first and second madams appear at the door that the girl understood they were the true culprits. 15 years passed in a flash. The girl never stopped thinking about avenging her mother, and today, she finally saw her chance. It turned out the first madam was unwilling to let her own daughter marry the foolish prince, so she sent people to the countryside to bring the girl back as a substitute bride, and the ones sent to fetch her were the same two maids who killed her mother back then. The girl pretended to be meek and pitiful, unbeknownst to them. From the moment she wore her hairpin, she had officially embarked on her path of revenge. However, the malicious first and second madams were not easy to deal with. Before the girl even entered the manor, they decided to show her who's in charge, forcing her to enter the manor through the servant's side door. The girl immediately slapped the maid leading her, rebuking her for daring to make her, the young lady, use the side door. Onlookers began whispering among themselves. The maid understood. The Marquis valued his reputation above all. If word of this incident spread, she would surely be executed for disgracing him. Reluctantly, she led the girl to the main entrance. As soon as she entered, the girl saw the two culprits who had killed her mother, but to avoid jeopardizing her plan for revenge, she suppressed the fury in her heart, and respectfully greeted them. The first madam feigned concern for the girl, and assigned her a maid. The girl knew full well, this maid was a spy placed by the madam, but she didn't mind, because if used well, anyone could become a pawn in her revenge. The next day, the girl told the maid she wanted to tour the manor and familiarize herself with the surroundings. Then she sneaked into the old maid's room, and began rummaging through her bed. The spying maid saw this and thought the girl was stealing. Unaware, this was a trap deliberately set by the girl.